As you might have already seen, the past few weeks have been quite eventful when it comes down to deliverability news. Not because of a new update that Google or Outlook have launched, but rather because of the crash of resellers that we have seen in the past few weeks. First and foremost, we have the instantly done for you Google accounts getting banned, mostly because of the reseller that they were using, getting banned from the educational panels, which I'll make a different video explaining how it works. And lastly, this week we have Maildoso's domain blacklist with SurBL pretty much affecting every single user on their behalf because all their domains are now blacklisted and their emails are going into the spam folder right away. If anything, I think one of the major lessons that we can learn from this time is that you need to diversify. And this has been something that I've been saying for the past, year and a half almost. You need to diversify to make sure that your infrastructure is always safe and that you don't have a single point of failure that would prevent you from sending emails. And if anything, it can cost you clients down the road or just pipeline not being hit as intended. Just as a quick reminder, the way that I recommend my clients to diversify their infrastructures is to do 33% Google, 33% Outlook, 33% SMTP. Now, that's not to say that you have to depend on a single provider for, let's say, Google, right? You can use instantly Google Done For You accounts. You can use Inbox Automate. You can use chip inboxes, premium inboxes, F60, whichever provider you want. At least try to have multiple of them so that it's not a single point of failure with one specific ESP, right? So it becomes a better game to play than just having, 33% of your whole thing going down. If you're diversifying by ESP, it actually has a lot of benefits, as I said. Even if you have a single point or a single provider on Google, if it fails, you still have 66% of capacity to keep on sending. However, if you want to take it a step further, you can do, 50% of that 33 being one provider on Google and the other percent on Google as well, but on a different provider. It's time to start building your own data, getting your own results, and then, changing those percentages that I just talked about, depending on what you see working best for you, right? I know a lot of companies and a lot of agencies being extremely affected by these sort of downtimes from set providers, not only because of them, because their clients also depend on what they're sending, right? So you don't want to ever be put in a position where you just have to tell the client, so sorry, we need to give you a month for free, for example, because things like this are happening. Now, when it comes down to the SMTP providers in the first place, talking about Maildoso, Infra Mail, Mailforge, etc., all these providers have at some point crashed within the past year. And I think it's very, very common or very obvious itself. Not that SMTPs are bad, because when they work extremely well, but about choosing the right partner for your SMTP infrastructure. All the providers that I just mentioned that have already crashed and burned are on a shared IP provider, meaning every single user on their platform is sharing the same IPs, is sharing the same infrastructure, and when they get to send out, if one user poops in the pool, meaning they're getting spam left and right, you can be affected just by association. That's why I've been advocating for dedicated IPs with the SMTP providers in the first place. That's how we built Mission Inbox in the first place, and how we're able to maintain a very consistent deliverability while keeping you isolated from all these issues happening at the same place. If you'd like to try Mission Inbox out, go to missioninbox.com and then just sign up and give it a test for a month or two to see how deliverability compares against your current infrastructure. I can almost guarantee that you're going to be surprised with the results that you're going to see. So yeah.